The last several videos, I've been talking a lot about bullet journaling and Notion. And in today's video, I'm going to get into the third pillar of my daily planning that allows me to be successful: Google Calendar. Hey everybody, I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate two assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people just like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we talked about where you can find free resources for Notion to get you started. Now that you have a base understanding and you're like, oh, I love Notion, I want to get started with it, give you a few resources for you to get started there and really start creating something that is going to work for you. I am happy to jump on calls with you. Go to assistedlivinginvesting.net and you can set up a call with me and we could chat about it there. I'd love to help you get started in creating something that is productive and that works for you. In today's video, though, we're going to get into what is Google Calendar. This is my third pillar. As in a previous video, I outlined, and I'll link that up above, I outlined that there are three things that I do to stay organized with everything that I've got going on. So pillar number one for me is bullet journaling, specifically matrix planning, and I'll link that up above here as well, so you can go and watch my video on matrix planning. And then number two is Notion, specifically using those advanced to-do lists in Notion and how I do that, and I'll link that video up above as well. And my third pillar is Google Calendars. So I've used a lot of different calendars in the past, but what I've found through using a bunch of different calendar applications is Google Calendar is the one that actually just works best to meet my needs. And you might be different from me, and that's totally fine. But for me, using Google Calendar really helps me solidify my process, and it is that third pillar that really holds me up as I plan my day and work to get things done. And what I'm hoping you can do as I go through why I use Google Calendar and how I use it is take some of that information and just apply it to your own situation. Maybe you want to use a different type of calendar, and that's fine. But just use the information I'm giving you and apply it to your own situation to create something that works for you. I've said this before, and if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no right or wrong answer to how you organize things. You have to find something that works for you that's going to allow you to be productive, and then just get started. Don't worry about thinking, oh my gosh, Brandon does it this way, and if he ever found out how I do it, he would be so disappointed. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care. Do what works for you and make it work so that you can be productive. That's what I'm hoping you can do. That's part of the purpose of this channel. In addition to helping you learn how to do investing in assisted living, is to help you be productive and help you to be a good business owner and how to stay on top of things and how to juggle a bunch of balls that you have in the air and just be more effective, whether that's in your personal life, in your family life, in work, whatever it is, to help you get things done so that you can be productive. That's what I want for you, and these are some of the tools that I use to help me do that, and I want you to use those tools as well to your own advantage. So with that said, what is Google Calendar? Google Calendar is the calendar feature that was created by Google. So if you have a Gmail account, then you automatically have access to a Google Calendar. And Google Calendar is really quite robust, and it has a huge perk with it. It's free, so that part is really nice. It lets you really work with those tools that are there and get in and use them, and you don't have to pay for it, which is always a nice thing, especially when you're getting started, you're a new entrepreneur, you need to find those free resources and take advantage of them. So that's one of the awesome things about Google Calendar. Really good tool, doesn't cost you any money. Some of the competitors that are out there, and this is all kind of depending on which ecosystem you live in. So if you're in Google or Microsoft or Apple, there's going to be a calendar that works for you. So for Microsoft, that's going to be Outlook. For Apple users, Apple Calendar. There are also several different third-party calendar apps out there that you could use. What I would suggest is find the app that works for you, that you're comfortable with, and start using it. That's how you're going to stay effective. There's a lot out there. Just find the one that works and go with it. So why would you use a calendar? The biggest reason is to protect your time. You want to block out time on your calendar, even if it's just for you to see, and give you that time on an assignment. And this is what they call time blocking. And comment down below if you'd like me to do a video on what time blocking is and how you can use it effectively. I'd love to kind of go over that. I'm not going to get into it in this video, and don't have any plans to do it, but I'd love to do it if it's something that's going to be helpful for you. So comment down below if learning about time blocking is something you'd like to learn about. But blocking this time off on your calendar signals to your brain that you've got something scheduled, and now you've got to get it done. This is kind of my method of doing things with matrix planning, doing things in Notion, and then throwing it into a calendar. It signals to my brain, I've put this in 3 different spots. I got to get it done. Like, this is important. Brandon's got to do this, and it has helped me be very productive with things. So I've been using this method now for years. I actually started doing it in a full-time job before I even knew what bullet journaling was, before I knew about Notion. I was blocking time off in my calendar when I was at work, and it helped me, do things like meetings or work on different projects or do planning or different things like that. It really helps you get things done. Training, for example, you need to protect your time and put it on your calendar, because otherwise people will schedule over it. And so you need to have it actually there. And if you're in a work environment, make sure you put it on there so that people can see that chunk of time is blocked off. They don't need to know what it is, but you need to protect that time to help you get things done and be productive. So that's what's important about working with a calendar, and why you want to put it in there in chunks of time, do some time blocking, and make sure it's on there. You can always still be flexible, but you still need to have that in there. And if somebody wants to meet with you, you got your manager comes up, there's an emergency that comes up, and you had set aside an hour or two to do some training, be flexible, flex it around a little bit so you can meet their needs. But put it on your calendar, and people will be less likely to schedule over you, and you're going to be more likely to get your work done. Now, the most important thing for you to remember is you just need to find something that works for you. I talked about this earlier in the video. What you need to do, though, is just find a process that works for you. It doesn't matter what it is. Feel free to use anything that I give you, whether it's bullet journaling to Google Calendar as a resource, and get on assistedlivinginvesting.net and schedule a time for me, and we can chat about how I can help you be a little more organized in the things that you're doing. But just remember, nobody's sitting there looking over your shoulder, making sure you've done it correctly. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what they think. Do what works for you, because that's the only person that matters as you're trying to get things done and be productive. This is for you. You need to create that platform, that system that works for you, that makes sense in your mind, and that will help you be productive. I have 3 pillars. You might only need 1. Do what works for you, and you're going to be fine. You just got to get started and make sure you have that system in place, and everything's going to be fine. Now, in our next video, I'm going to get into how to add new calendars to Google Calendar to stay organized. So I really wanted to get into this because this is how I use Google Calendar. There's a lot of features in there in Google Calendar. I just want to give you an overview of how I use this, so that you can then just kind of get a feel for how to create these different types of calendars, how to block things off on your time, and what it looks like, and just help you be productive. So we're going to get into that in our next video. If you'd like to learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure you visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. I have free resources over there, and would love to set up a call with you and just chat about how I can help you in your journey as you're getting started in assisted living, or even just in small businesses in general. And make sure you follow me on my other social media platforms that are linked down below. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Keep going, keep making progress, step by step by step. If you are consistent, you're going to be productive. You're going to make it. Everything's going to work out for you. I promise. Just keep going. You can do this. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.